¿Cómo aprendí el español? En una manera totalmente diferente, mis métodos y experiencias. En este video te voy a explicar cómo empecé con el aprendizaje de español desde la escuela, lo que hice personalmente en guardar la lengua activa hasta hoy sin olvidarla. Hello guys, my name is Will, and if this is your first time here, welcome. At WLA, we teach vocabulary, grammar, and self-language learning tips to help you take your English or whatever the language you're learning to the next level. Today, I'll be giving all the tips and methods and texts I used to learn and speak Spanish. Those methods and tips could help you shape your language learning habits too. So stay tuned. The story is traced back to junior high school. I was in grade 7 when I first started to hear Spanish words and utter them. As you might know, it's not really what we learned at school that enabled me to speak or have the level I have, but I can say it was the foundation to which we added all the other things later on. So my method number 1. My favorite and easiest and laziest method is the Michel Thomas language learning method. Always. It might be new for some of you, but others might be aware of it already from my previous videos. If you haven't seen the video on how I learned English yet, check it out here for the tips and materials you should use. Now let's get back to our topic. In fact, the Michel Thomas language learning method is a simple audio-based method with no textbook, pen or pencil needed to take any kind of notes. No homework, no need to strive to remember the things you learn from the audio tracks. What's the idea? When you go to the website, it reads. So let's suppose that we come into our browser and type in the link for the. So you see, this is the Michel Thomas, language learning method website, the method that works with your brain. So here you have a bunch of languages that you can learn. You choose or you select the one that you want to learn. But let's go somewhere else. Like you can see, these are some testimonies from people and all that. So you see, go from absolute beginner to confident speaker, all without books, homework, or having to memorize anything. The Michel Thomas method is the fastest, and most effective way to learn a new language. Based on 25 years old, so you just skip this, you can read it. So you see, you learn a new language naturally as you learned your own by listening and speaking, gradually building your confidence and increasing your fluency. You will enjoy the method as it creates real excitement. You can't wait to use the language. The online or audio method makes it easier, makes it easy and convenient to fit it into your daily routine. So stop procrastinating. Stream them directly from our website. So that's it. You can also see here a little bit what it is.
Michel Thomas is one of the most famous language learning methods in the world. It has baffled celebrities, helped diplomats, and turned even the most struggling students into legendary language learners. So how does it all work? Let's find out. Now, in order to fully understand the Michel Thomas method, we need to take a quick look at Michel Thomas, the man.
Okay, so you see how it goes, and you can select the language. For example, if you want to, let's suppose I just want to learn Japanese. I can select the Japanese, and then Okay, about Japanese, start Japanese, foundation Japanese, intermediate Japanese, Mishatama Japanese, Pampo. So you see, okay, an overview of the language that is given. Japanese is spoken by 1,026 million people, both in Japan and around the world, especially in North and South America. It is the second language of all the Chinese and Korean people who either live in Japan or had to learn Japanese. And you continue the reading and so on and so forth. Start Japanese listening, observe and speak Japanese naturally. You see the things that put here. So you buy the lesson for $11.99 and you have the free lesson, the free booklet. Let's click on the free booklet and see what it gives. So here you have to put in your credentials, everything for you to receive it. But do I want to do this? No. So I'm just gonna go back. Oh, can I read? Sorry. Okay, so that's it. No way to go back. But let me come back here. Yeah, the free lesson, and it is the same thing. Or I'm very surprised. So you see that's how it works. You just have to put your names and everything. And then you can start learning if you want. So that's a bit it. My second lazy method, which in fact wasn't meant to help me learn, was doing synchronization work. I'll explain what it means. Doing a synchronization work is actually using a software. There are many of them, but in my case, it was Adobe Audition to edit audio tracks. Back then, I was like A2 level student in Spanish with the little Michel Thomas audio method that I used. So the work consisted in uploading a French audio to Adobe Audition and then adding the second audio, which this time was Spanish. The Spanish audio is the translated version of the French audio. The idea is for the Spanish audio to follow the French audio as an interpreter, doing a simultaneous interpreting. See what it gives. So we're going to see what the synchronization I'm talking about looks like. So the first thing we're going to do is that we're going to open the French file, as I said, insert it on the first track I've created, and now you see it's on top of it, so I'll just drag him down here. So I have the French audio and the Spanish audio. Okay, so what I do, I'm going to move this a little bit on my right, and then I'm going to zoom in just in case. I want to lower down the volume of the French part. So what I'm going to do is just come here, put the point. Okay, put the other points here, drag this down up to 20.9, and then move this here. So I have the French audio. This is the synchronization work. So what is said here, you see this part is what is translated here, and so on and so forth. So let's play and see what it gives.
En Segunda de Crónicas 35, el rey Josías, que era profeta y rey de Judá, encontró el faraón un africano en el momento en que Dios ni siquiera hablaba a las naciones, y le había dicho a faraón: deja mi camino porque el Dios que adoras.
Okay, so see, this part is the one here. So I'm just going to, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut this part, raise it here, put it back like this, select the arrow, and you see I've cut this. I'll move it a little bit here so there can be this adjustment.
Deja mi camino porque el Dios que adoras me ha hablado. Pero ese rey tan bueno no podía admitir que Dios hablara también a un negro y murió allí. ¿Ven?
Okay, so you see, vous voyez, which is a French word, then in Spanish.
¿Ven?
Okay, so now this other remaining part, I don't need it. I'm just going to cut it and remove it from here. Select, remove. Okay, so you see I have the whole work here. So now I know I can just kind of mute this. Okay, mute this part. So I can hear this allows me to hear the French audio only. Okay, so now if I want to hear the Spanish audio of it, I'll just do it like this.
Encontró el faraón un africano en el momento en que Dios ni siquiera hablaba a las naciones y le había dicho a faraón.
Okay, so you can see this part, quitte mon chemin. I can just, if I want, cut here, okay, move it a little bit here so it can match with the, okay, its correspondence here.
Faraón, deja mi camino porque el Dios que adoras me ha hablado.
Okay, so this is how the synchronization work goes. So this allowed me to understand and see that this, what is said in French here, this is how it is said in Spanish, and so on and so forth. So this allowed me to fine-tune my listening skills and everything. So the Spanish audio gives exactly what the French audio says. There are many audio tracks to work on, and it took me a month to finish with the work, and believe me, this tremendously fine-tuned my listening comprehension in Spanish and also gave me a lot of vocabulary. I could go forth and back and listen to a specific track where I wanted to know where he articulated a specific word or sound. By doing so back in 2017, I was learning without learning. I know you won't be able to do such a work, but the idea is for you to be as much as possible exposed to the language, or more precisely, the sound of the language by listening to music or watching shows in the language. My method number 3, without vocabulary, you can't say anything. D. Vulcan said, and I quote, "While without grammar, very little can be conveyed, without the vocabulary, nothing can be conveyed." I mean, what will you say if you don't even know a single word? Thus, it is of grammar. Without grammar, you can say a lot of something, okay? In this case, you'll find yourself speaking children's language using single words, like you see your mother and you say beber, okay? Hambre or dormir. Believe me, you don't want to do this when you're in Spain, right? Thus, grammar being the mathematics of languages for its ability to help us connect words and give well-structured and built sentences. It took me to buy this Spanish workbook, okay? Spanish from A to Z. Well, this is French and Spanish, but I think it exists in the other languages too. This is one of the recent versions. The document covers all the grammatical points. You can afford it in a nearby bookstore in your area. Points are taught, vocabulary is given, and they even provide the answers to the exercises incorporated in the book for you. I read and still read Spanish short stories that you can find on Google for free. Along with this, YouTube videos also helped. My method number 4, which I find very important, is to find language partners to practice everything you learn. Practice makes perfect. If you don't practice what you learn, I'm afraid you'll forget everything in no time. If you want to know how to find a language partner, I've already published a video on that one. You might want to check it by clicking the link up here or down in the description below to take full advantage of everything I shared there. And that is the end of today's episode. If you enjoyed the process and if this was insightful for you, consider giving it a thumb up, hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any of the upcoming videos. Till there, take care.